Hey, fifth grade, we're going to take a look at lesson 6.6. We're going to be dealing with finding volume. To start, we look at finding volume of the Willis Tower. It says, what is the approximate volume of the Willis Tower? You might be thinking, Mr. Rapp, where am I going to find the measurements for the Willis Tower? Well, this PDF is going to be attached to the lesson that's posted to Google Classroom. Here's a picture of the Willis Tower. You see it has many different pieces that go up certain heights. All right, so it says, read the following information as a group. So I'm reading that to you. Then it says, then you can decide how you can use the information to help you find the volume of the Willis Tower. It says, make a poster to show how you found the volume. You don't have to make a poster. We're just going to be answering questions, but you will have to take a picture of the work that you do. It says, in 2013, Willis Tower in Chicago was the 8th tallest building in the world, not including the antenna. The building reaches a height of 1,450 feet. Including the antenna, it reaches a height of 1,730 feet. Now, it's trying to throw numbers at you that you don't actually need. We won't be needing this number, 1,730, okay? The building has 110 stories. Again, that's another number they're just trying to throw at you that you don't actually need. Altogether, Willis Tower has 3.8 million square feet of space that the building's owners rent to various companies. Again, another number that they're just trying to throw at you, okay, because it's square feet. We're trying to look at the volume, okay? The tower is made up of 9 mega modules that are arranged in a 3x3 array as shown below. The base of each module is 75 feet long by 75 feet wide. So we have 9 of these modules. They look like this, okay? Each one is 75 by 75. So all you are going to have to do is multiply those two numbers to find the area of the base. Every single one of these modules is going to have 75 times 75 as the base. Okay, so you already have the length and the width given to you. The only thing that is going to change is going to be the height. Okay, so it says the modules are not all the same height. The modules towards the outside of the building are shorter than the modules towards the center. This design allows all the floors of the building to receive maximum daylight. Okay, so here are the approximate heights of the modules. So this module, 660 feet, would go to this top left-hand corner. Okay, so that is the height of one of your modules. So it has the area of the base of 75 times 75, and then you have to multiply that by 660. Okay, so that would be the volume of one module. Then you'd have to multiply 75 times 75 and then multiply it by 1,185. That's the area of the next module. Now you have to do that with all 9 of these, and then you have to take all 9 of the totals. Okay, so you do 75 times 75 by 660. You write that down. You take 75 times 75 times 1,185. You write that down. You do 75 times 75 times 875. You write that down. And then you will, after you go all the way through and you do all of these 9, you have 9 different pretty big numbers. You add all 9 of those numbers together. The thing that is nice, though, is that I am going to let us use a calculator. You do not have to try to do mental math. So grab your calculator and then multiply these numbers individually, and then once you have 9 different numbers, you add them together. Sometimes I see people try to multiply all these numbers together. If you do that, you're going to end up with a crazy big number, and you don't want to be multiplying all of these. You only multiply each one of these numbers by 75 and then by 75 again, okay, to find the volume. And then once you've done that, you add all of those totals. Okay, once you've found all of those totals, you're going to write it that the approximate volume of the Willis Tower is about however many cubic feet it ends up being. Then it asks to describe the strategy of your group, which we're not working in group, or you're working by yourself. Just describe the strategy you use to estimate the volume of the Willis Tower. Okay, and then do you think your group could have used a more efficient way? We don't need to answer 3. Okay, so do not worry about 3. All we have to do is 1 and 2 on this page. Okay, it sounds like a lot of work, but honestly, if you're using a calculator, it goes pretty quickly. You just have to make sure you're writing down your numbers in smart places so that you're not messing up with them. Okay, then we're going to get on to our math boxes. Again, math boxes are just review. We should be able to do all of these. We have some work with decimals. We have some work with multiplying with fractions. We have some 3 gallons of paint, just spilled half the paint. Yeah, we have some multiplication of fractions again. Subtraction. We should be just fine. Okay. So again, this PDF of the Willis Tower will be shared to the document or the post on Google Classroom, and 213 and 212 are in your math journal. The last thing you have to look at is our home link for the day. The home link is basically the same thing that we did with the Willis Tower. However, you're trying to find volumes of different buildings. Okay, so you're going to have to use the same kind of idea, except for you're not going to have 9 different modules. You just have one module piece. Okay. Again, you can use your calculator for this. Okay. So don't worry about it. Don't freak out. Don't think like, oh, I have no idea I'm going to be able to do all this. You're just fine. Use your calculator. At the bottom, we have some multiplication of fractions. We're doing pretty well on that, so that should be just fine. If you have any questions, let me know. Really just try to think about what we're doing. I know this might seem overwhelming, but just take your time. Go step by step. You'll get it done. Best of luck, 5th grade. Bye.